Imagine this. You're running a restaurant. You've got chefs cooking in the kitchen, waiters serving customers, and cashiers handling payments. Now, what if you had no CCTV? No one keeping track of sales, and no idea when your fridge is about to break down. That restaurant won't last very long, right? Well, that's exactly what happens in the cloud if you're not monitoring your systems. And that's where the Unified CloudWatch Agent comes in. Your all-in-one monitoring camera for AWS. Think of it as your single upgraded monitoring tool that keeps an eye on both your server's performance and your logs in one place. Before this, AWS had separate agents for metrics and logs, like having two different people in your restaurant, one watching the kitchen and another counting sales. But AWS said, why not have one smart person who could do both? That's the Unified CloudWatch Agent. Here's why it matters. All-in-one monitoring, save time and complexity, deeper visibility, better for security and compliance. In short, it's the heartbeat monitor and the CCTV for your cloud resources. Now let me take you into my screen so you can see exactly how to install and use the Unified CloudWatch Agent on an EC2 instance. By the end, you'll see how simple it is to set up monitoring that can literally save your business from downtime. So yeah, this is my console, and we want to do a hands-on on what we've learned from the Unified CloudWatch Agent. So first things first, we are going to create a IAM role before an EC2 instance, because by default an EC2 instance does not have permission. That IAM role, the policies are going to be attaching to it, gives EC2 the impression that, no, how do I say this, the policies we're going to attach to the IAM role makes the instance know that they are authorized to perform specific tasks. Because if not, CloudWatch will let them in, because you cannot confirm that you're authorized to make those actions or those decisions. And we are going to be doing that right away. So first off, I have them here, my recently visited, but if you don't, you can just come to the universal search bar. That's what I like to call it. And just type in your IAM, and it will give you what you want. But I'm just going to go straight to my recently visited because I recently visited that, so why not? So yeah, now that this is here, I am going to come to roles. Pardon me, coming to roles here. As I have one here that I've created before, but I'm going to create another one and attach the same policies. So when I am creating my, okay, let me just create them. So come over here and create role. Yeah, Amazon Web Service or AWS service. Yeah, AWS service. We will be using an EC2 because that's what we will be working on. Next. Over here, we can just type CloudWatch Agents. So we're given two policies here, but I'll say something. When I was seeing the tutorial, he only picked this second one, this CloudWatch Agent server policy. But when it got to a point, he had to bring in this guy here. I'm gonna just give both of them here because I've seen the tutorial, and let's just make it easy for ourselves because we would need both of them to put and get parameters. So we're gonna pick in this two first, second. Come over here, next. So I'm gonna give it a role name of, let me say, instant role. Instant role. Should I give it CloudWatch? Should I just know that? CloudWatch. Okay. So okay. We can create role then. Okay, so our role has been created, and I want to explain why I said that particular policy, those particular policies actually allows us to get and to put parameters. So we come over here to roles. Okay, so this was the role we created, right? This instance role. When we open this, while this is loading, okay, so wait for this to load. So now that we have expanded this, we can just open and check, and we see on the here that it allows us to get and to put parameters, and that is what we're going to be doing when we connect our EC2. And now that we have created a role, we can now proceed to doing our EC2, launching our EC2 instance. Just come here, EC2. Okay, so we come over here and launch our instance. Don't know why my mouse is malfunctioning. And I want to give this instance name as let's say CloudWatch instance. Okay, like so. And for the operating system, we'll stick with Amazon Linux because of the pre-installed SSM that it has. And when we scroll over the way down, when we scroll all the way down, okay, for key pairs, we're going to proceed with our key pair. I guess one of the videos that we're going to be working on, I guess one of the lessons going forward, there will be a particular time where we have to use a key pair, but for now, we wouldn't need it. So we'll come over to the network settings. Now we're going to be, launching a web server, and we have to give permission for HTTP traffic from the internet. You'd understand where we get to that level. So that is all for now. Then we'll launch instance. It usually takes a while, but shouldn't take so much time. Okay, so our instance has been successfully launched. We can come here, open our instance here, or you know, we'll be doing that anyways. You can do that here, or just come over here to instances to just see that because come over here. This is what I want to see. So we're going to proceed to connecting this instance to our IAM role, and to do that, go to Action, Security, then modify IAM role. Come over here. Okay, so this was what we gave it, right? So don't forget, this was the role permission that we gave it. I'm going to be clicking on that and update IAM role. Gradually move into the juiciest part of this CloudWatch, and that is to connect it. So when we come over here to connect, we are connecting to an EC2 instance connect. So come over here and we connect. Okay, we are in. So the first thing is to um, gain access to the root user, and to do that is just very simple. Just do sudo su, changing permissions however way. So now that we are in the root, the root user, you can see that here. Then we proceed to installing our HTTP server because of launching of the web server that we spoke about. To do that, you just do yum install httpd. Okay, so that is going to install. Installed size, yes. Okay, so that is installed already. The next thing we're going to do is to echo something, anything. We could do hello world, but why do we have to do the dummy? Why can't we do something smart? Um, we are doing, okay, let's do it's working. It's working. Okay, so we're going to put this in an index.html, and to do that, just do var www and index.html. Enter. So we've echoed that, and the next thing we're going to do is to start our HTTP server. And to do that, you just do sudo system control. How did they spell control CTL? Yeah, okay. Start HTTPD. Enter. So we're going to enable it after we start it. Okay, so sudo CTL enable HTTPD. Okay, and we can see that that's created a system link over here, meaning that we are on track. So let's clear this to have like a good working environment. So the next thing we're going to be doing is to print our access logs, and we need to be able to print them so we can it enables visibility and monitoring, based simply put. So to do that, we are going to do cat var logs http d and then the access underscore log. Now, one of the things I experienced was that during the tutorial, there was some results that came out after he did this, but it didn't came out in mine, and I thought I made a mistake. So some research made me understand that because there were no actions being performed in the EC2, at least for now, since I just created it, so I might not immediately get, you know, result. Okay, error logs. You can see we got results for errors, but we didn't get for access logs, which is actually fine. No need to panic, right? So the next thing we're going to do is to install our CloudWatch. And for that, I'm going to show you on the tutorial that I did the the will I call this I mean the command that we use, which is sudo. We're going to be using this. We would use this used to run with the wizard and this too. But I'm showing you guys that it's not like I invented this here. I mean, it's part of the tutorial. You can see the course that I'm taking right here. But for mine, to make my own work easy, I actually wrote out my own here. Okay, so I'll just basically copying and pasting, and I hope that this doesn't affect me, because copying and pasting sometimes isn't really, you know, you just have to be careful sometimes. So we'll go back to our connect and come in here to paste this. Okay, yes. Okay, so this is completed. The next we're going to do is to run the wizard. Trying to fetch the default option based on EC2 metadata. So default choice is EC2, yeah. So which user are you planning to run the agent? On his part, root user was number one. I observed that it was just going with everything. I observed that it was just going with the default of everything. And I started to go with the default of everything without properly looking at it. Guys, I suffered though. I really did. So when I had to give a second look, I realized that there was an addition to mine. But for his, there were just two options. Number one was root, number two was the CW agent. That's the CloudWatch agent. But for me, my cloud agent was number one, while my root user was number two. But I'm not going to do that. Lesson learned. Number two, I'm going with the root user. So do you want to turn on stats? The daemon, yes. Even if I don't really know what that is. Yeah, listen on port on this. Okay. Default choice. What is the collect interval? Let's go with the default 10 seconds. What is the aggregation interval for matrix? Let's go with the default 60 seconds. Do you want to monitor? And this was another thing that got me stuck because I followed the default choice, yes, but I didn't have my collector installed and my agent did not start. I didn't read this. I was just going with default, 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 default. Don't be like me, guys. So, no, I'm not going with the default this time. No, because I don't have it installed. Do you want to monitor? Yes, I would love to monitor. Do you want to monitor your CPU? Yes, I would love to monitor. Do you want to add? Yes, I would want to add. Do you want to aggregate? Yes, I would want to. Would you like to collect your matrix at high? This okay. We'll go to default 60 seconds. Yeah. Now, what default metrics config do you want? Let's go with the default standard. Basic, I mean. Am I satisfied with this? Yeah, I am. I mean, why wouldn't I be? Okay, so the next one is, are you satisfied with the above config? Yes, I am. Do you have any existing CloudWatch log agent? No, we do not. Based on the tutorial, we used to, but now we do not. So the default is 2. Do you want to monitor any log files? Yes, we'd like to monitor our access log and our error logs. So we'll go with number 1, yes. And then the file path is the access log. We're going to start with access log. Log here, HTTPD, and then the access underscore log. Okay, log group name, go with the default, enter, standard. We're gonna go with the default 2. So for this, let's read the above. The log retention days, we could do 5. Okay, we could do 7, we could do whatever, but I'm gonna go with 7, which is my choice here will be 5. Okay, so do you want to specify any additional logs? Yes, the error log. Now the log part is the same thing. Var log HTTPD and then error underscore log. Default log group name, default choice, error logs, enter. Standard 1, enter. Enter. The same thing, we're going to go with 5, which is 7. Yeah. Enter. Do you want to specify any additional logs? No, that's all for now. Do you want, now, this was another thing that got me stuck. From here, the next option on his own end was to just take him straight to system manager. But I was also given this option. And I mean, I'm not familiar with it. Pardon me. So I'm going to innocently pick no. If you want to, I mean, do it by all means, but I mean, I'm doing what is safe for me. When I get more exposure, I'll certainly do better. Do you want to store the config in the... Yes, I would love to. We've given all the permissions already, so this can suffice. What parameter store name do you want to give? We'll go with the default, enter. So my region is EU not one. Yeah, EU not one. That's good. Word credentials, let's go to default. Successfully put, program exists now. So we can actually check, I mentioned earlier that I wanted to launch a web server. We can do that by checking this public IP. So sometimes it might not work on my Chrome. It usually works in my Opera, but let's see if today is going to be an exception. It's an exception after all. So we can see here that it's working. So we can go back here and now, okay, we are going to, now that it says successful config parameter store, program exists now, we can proceed to check in our system manager. Okay, so we'll come here, system manager. So we can check the parameter store of our system manager to see if we have CloudWatch there. So whilst this is loading, come over here, all the way down here to the parameter store. Click on it. And we can see that this has been added. Today is Monday, so this, as you can see now that this has been added. So we're going back to our, you can open it and check, but if I have to be honest, I don't really understand so much here. I just know that it's working and all the things I picked doing that settings, the retention days, and everything. Yeah, everything, both the root user is reflected. That's the best of my knowledge. So we're going to clear this and we're going to do the final thing. And that final thing is to come over here. That final thing is to now send our matrix to CloudWatch logs. And we're going to do that. This is duplicated, so please, we're going to do that by copying this. It's duplicated, so I'm going to be attaching this to the video so that if you want to follow along, you can always use mine. So you come here and paste this. Sometimes you get errors. We have ChatGPT, do not worry. Okay, now this is the same errors that I got. Now, when I got this error, one of the things that ChatGPT suggested I do is to restart the agent. Okay, now after we restart the agent, we could now try it again. So to restart the agent, to start agent, come here, because copying and paste can introduce letters. It doesn't mean that the code is wrong, but it's just one of the problems of this. So who am I? Enter, and this has created system link to this. It has started. So let's try launching the wizard again. Let's try launching the wizard again. Let's see if this is gonna work. Copy. We can also check the states of to see if it's running, but let's just do this first. Okay, so we're going to actually start this. Let's use this command line to start the agent. Copy. I actually made a mistake there. Paste. Okay, our Amazon CloudWatch agent has already been started. Let's go to our CloudWatch to confirm, to see if indeed it has started. God, it's not for the weak. CloudWatch. So we come here. Usually it takes a while for it to start, but let's see. Okay, so now we are in our CloudWatch dashboard. So we'll come all the way to metrics first here. And in matrix, we would check to see the CloudWatch agents. So I don't think that has reflected yet, if I have to be honest here. Because now the instance hasn't reflected. Let's refresh this first if that could be a problem. Okay, still hasn't reflected. Please, let's use ChatGPT because at this point I'm stuck. So I had that error problem at first and I already pasted it here. I'm going to show you what ChatGPT said I should do. So, okay. Yeah, so this was like where we are. Processing Amazon agent. We're coming. And I think we can check out the states to see if it's running. Let's even confirm if the state is running. Let's check the status if it's running. Then if it's not running, we'll know what to do. But let's just confirm if this is running. Copy. Let's check the status. Paste. Okay, our status is running. We'll go back. Now that our status is running, like the same thing I had here, but it didn't reflect. My EC2 was supposed to reflect on my CloudWatch agents matrix, but it didn't. So we're back here because I experienced this thing, and as you can see, I already rushed down to ChatGPT. So perfect, the agent is running, blah 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 blah. To confirm logs are flowing, check your log groups. If you want to, okay. If you want to tail stuff job, you can run. To confirm logs are flowing, check your log groups. Did we do this? Did I do this? If you want to tail log live from your EC2. Okay, I don't think I want to do that. Confirm logs are flowing. Okay, let's just do that first. Paste. It is. So let's go back and maybe check again. Sometimes it could take a while, I guess. Let's refresh, let's reload this. Okay, let's even check if I'm on my region. I was in, yeah, yes, EU not one. I'm there. Still hasn't reflected. We'll go back. It's running, but let's check. There was something I did. I can't remember what I did. Okay, so this will confirm if your Apache is writing to the same path as in your CloudWatch config. So let's check this because when I did, I got a permission denied. But let's just paste. It's working. At first, I got a permission denied. Then eventually I was able to fix it and I got this result. Now, nice. This is what we're hoping for. But as you can see, this is the result I got looking here, meaning that I have the permission. So, but access exists. Okay. You need to update your CloudWatch agent config to explicitly collect those log files. All right. So we're running this again. I think this was the last thing that I did, and eventually it ran. I mean, even follow the tutorial itself, you wouldn't experience as much troubles that I did, but pardon me, I'm still learning. So we're starting all over again. Linux, yeah, remember, EC2, root, run, yes, root port, let's just go with the default, 5. What is the color interval? Default 10 seconds. What is the aggregation interval for matrix allowed? Let's just do default 60 seconds. Do you want to monitor matrix? No, no, I'm not making that mistake. Do you want to monitor? Yes, we do. Do you want to monitor? Yes, we do. Do you want to add? Yes, we do. I mean, you can read that if you want to, but I already know what to do. Do you want to aggregate EC2 dimensions? Yes, we do. But do you want to collect your matrix at high resolution? Of course, we would. To go with the default. What default matrix config do you want? To go with the default basic. Are you satisfied? Yeah, we are. Do you have any additional? No, we do not. Do you want to monitor any log files? Yes, and then let's try, the httpd slash access underscore logs. Default 1, enter, default 5. Do you want to specify any additional logs? Yes, we do. And the error logs comes in after this. httpd error log. Enter. Standard, yeah. Go to defaults. Enter. Then 5. Do you want to specify any additional logs? No, we're good. Do you want to also retrieve? I'm sorry, no. Do you want to store? Yes, we do. Yeah, EU not one default. Number 1. Go again. All right, successfully put config. Let's go back. I think it was after this point that I think after this point. So after this is okay, then we'll have to restart our agent. Okay, so we'll come back here and we clear this and then restart our agent, right? Copy, come back here and paste it. All right. Do it. Yeah, okay. So configuration, validation, second phase succeeded. Okay, so we can see that we waited for a few minutes and our EC2 instance reflected. We have them here, the CloudWatch instance. So the memory used percentage, the disk used percentage. You can choose to open this if you want to. So on our matrix, we already have our instance there already. This was one I did yesterday. This was the one we did today. I am going to terminate both instances today because no, I've been there before where I left my instance to run. When I got my billing details on my email, I was not prepared for that. So we now that we have it here, let's check our logs to see if it's there. So when we check our log groups here, okay, so we have access logs. This was done 14 hours ago. Okay, so this was done today. So our log, this was created yesterday, yeah, but then this was done today, okay, at this time. That if you go here, this is my instance ID 090. Okay, that's like the first three digits. When we come back to our logs, we can see it here 090. So you see that this actually is working. So you can see that here is working. If you come over here to refresh this, reload it, come back, okay, so this is loading a new event. So this has reloaded. You can see the recent one, and that is the time that I'm operating on. So that has reloaded. So whenever you go to your web server to reload this, when you come back, you will see that, new timestamp has been reloaded. It reloads, okay, it's continued to reload, and if you go back to the error groups, okay, let's go to the log groups and also do the same thing for error. When you come here, you can see this is two instance we just created, and here, come here, you can see that this is actively monitoring. Come here and reload, go back, resume. Now we can see that this is working. Thank you for sticking with me. I mean, if you stay to the end of, if you even stay to this part of the video, you are my real MVP. Thank you for the support. Thank you for sticking around throughout my confusion, throughout my stuttering. Thank you. We are securing skies, and it is the main goal that we do bigger things way that, I mean, you'll be here to celebrate with me when that does happen. So thank you so much for sticking around to my screen record. I'll see you next time. And that's it. The Unified CloudWatch Agent is your all-in-one monitoring solution in AWS. If you've ever thought monitoring was complicated, I hope this made it crystal clear. Don't forget, this is just one piece of securing the cloud puzzle. If you want to go deeper into cloud security and monitoring, check out my other videos in AWS Security Week playlist. If this helped you, hit like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and of course subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive.